Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Cast Gamers Friday Night Cast. We are bringing you a brand new game tonight, and we're doing it in a way just like we were sitting around our table together trying to figure out a game. We are bringing you Wanderhome by Jay Dragon. It's an idyllic wandering game where we play animal folk wandering from place to place. And like I said, we are trying to figure it out, learn it as we're going, just like you would if you were starting a game. So with that, we have announcements next. Do we have any announcements?
Um, um, I don't.
Next week, what are we doing next week?
Oh, next week it's Kids on Brooms, same time as Wanderhome, Fridays at basically 9 o'clock Central Time. And then what else do we got? I think that's it. All we're doing as we gear up for Save. Um, a lot of us are planning things for that. So yeah, I don't know what else. What other announcements
Well,
we have?
the 19th will be our next installment of Days of Our Lives, queer people playing queer games. We'll have session 3 of Punk Pride Pixies, our last full playing session before we have a debriefing session that may be part play, part debrief. That's on the 19th from 4 to 7 Central Time. See, the one who's announcing it gets to has the privilege of choosing what
That's
time zone we
that's
are
right.
in.
We're all from different time zones.
we are here from across the country. Well, actually, our East Coast representatives are not here this evening. So we are
No,
Midwest and West Coast
that's
tonight.
right. So, yep, their time zone doesn't count tonight.
So
All right.
with that, why don't we give just a 1 or 2 sentence introduction, just say who you are. We are all applied spiritual or therapeutic tabletop game. We are people who are using tabletop games in applied spiritual and therapeutic ways in order to get that fictional distance that gaming allows us to have when we play. We can say, it's not me, it's my character who's doing these things. And we've learned that we all do this anyway without trying to. We either make characters who are like ourselves or different from ourselves.
Or
But
someone
what
we
if we
want to
put a little
figure out.
intention, right?
Or someone we want to figure out.
Or someone we want to figure out, we were discussing earlier. What if we put a little intention into that and actually try to use characters for our own personal and spiritual and psychological well-being? That's what we're here to do and talk about. So everyone introduce yourself briefly. I'm going to call on Scott since Scott did the thing.
Literally, it was touch the nose.
I know. I defy expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Scott. I am a therapist. I work with youth right now in a residential treatment facility. And what else do I say?
What are your pronouns?
Oh, my pronouns are he and him.
Awesome.
And I will popcorn over to Lara.
Oh, well, I was about to answer Renee in the chat, but it's okay. I'll just type it in the chat later and introduce myself. I'm Lara. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. I sound very confused about that, but yes, I'm a marriage and family therapist working in the San Francisco Bay Area. And I'm also a founding board member of Geek Therapy. And my pronouns are she, her for now. I'm gonna pop it over to Neil.
Hi, hello, I'm Tennille. I'm a licensed professional clinical counselor in California. I work for a private group practice. I have my own private group practice where I use role-playing games to help others with exploring their identity, managing their emotions, processing PTSD. I also have a podcast, Emotional Looking Glass. And the name of my business is journeygrouptherapy.com. And my pronouns are she, her. And I'll popcorn to Kayla.
Hi, I'm Kayla. I have a master's degree in marriage and family therapy. I am not currently practicing, though I have sat and passed the national exam. I'm not currently pursuing licensure. Instead, I work as an assistive technology specialist for an organization that advocates for the reduction of barriers for people with disabilities. And then I also run STEM workshops for female identified students from like the middle school teen age range to kind of engage them with STEM and reduce those barriers there. My pronouns are she, her. Menachem.
Back to me. My name is Menachem Cohen, pronouns he, they. I am a spiritual director, rabbi, and tabletop game designer. Much of my work these days is in the design and use of role-playing games to be used in spiritual direction for spiritual growth, exploration, and healing. A lot of my work is with this game right here, Dream Chaser, where I'm adapting the game for Pete Patricia, the creator of the game at Imagining Games, to be used by therapists and spiritual directors and pastoral counselors and others one-on-one in sessions with their clients. So that is the cast for tonight.
That is the cast.
Oftentimes we go now to our introductory questions, but I think we should hold off on those because we don't yet have characters that are really established. Part of the beauty of Belonging Outside Belonging games is the co-creation of our characters. We each have put some time and attention into looking at the playbooks in the Wanderhome book and deciding who we want to be and making some fundamental basic level decisions about our characters. But we cannot complete the character creation until we are together. And here we are. So Wanderhome has in it a handy dandy quick start guide. And for those of you who have the book, it's on page 34.
That's right.
So we have all the supplies we need. Everyone have a copy of their character sheet? Something to represent tokens. Something, character sheet, a journal, a notebook. We've read the general idea, the opening paragraphs of the game. The second part of step 2 is to cover the tools we have available to us. So does anyone want to take us through just a quick description of the play tools, the journeying tools, as they're called in this game, that we might often call safety tools? Let's do a 30-second synopsis of each one at most. They start on page 11 in the book.
All right. Well, we've got the first tool that they describe is let's do this instead. So sometimes on a journey, you'll reach an impasse and we might go one direction and it puts us in danger or discomfort. Sometimes the group wants to go one way, someone else wants to go the other way. And we can say, let's do this instead. And there are questions that we can ask like, let's take the safer path instead. Let's not talk about this right now and change the topic. Or let's not have my character lose this thing I care about. Instead, I'm going to let go of something I don't mind letting go of. The next one is, do we want to? So instead of barreling through and making a decision, we can ask, do we want to talk about what just happened? Or do we want to grapple with this thing? Do we want to have this topic in our game? Instead of, and do we want to grapple with themes of health in our journey? Do we want to bring up these tough topics? Do we want to have trauma in my character's backstory so that we're building these things together? Where to next? When we journey together, we might get lost or stuck. So if all of us are sitting here not knowing what we want to do, we can ask, where to fork in the road? Where's next? Where to next? Or I think this is a good spot to cut away from this scene. Where are we going? So that we can keep things moving. I know Kayla appreciates keep things moving.
Why not spend 3 days at a pizza place?
Right.
I love those sessions.
I feel like I'm missing the reference.
There's a time and a place for those
A
sessions.
Teenage Nightmare, we spent close to 3 sessions at the pizza joint.
Yeah. The next tool is, what do you think? Says, when I walk with friends, I tend to move a bit slower and need more time than they do. In these moments, just as with all journeys, we often need people to look around and spot those who could use a bit of focus and more space to express themselves. So asking them, what do you think? There's a couple different paths we could take. What do you think we should do? It's interesting. I liked this role when I was reading through it because I'm one of those people that takes more time to process things that are going on in the space. And so sometimes it's hard for me to come up with something, but if someone asks me a question, I can be like, oh, I like that idea. So I like that one. Next rule is hold on. So we need to take breaks. Sometimes it's because we've been journeying for a while and we need some water, or sometimes we want to go back and look at something from earlier. So hold on. We have to travel before we travel to the village. I need a bathroom break. Or hold on, I want to cut back to the scene with the fisher. I still have something I want to resolve there. So there's rules to speed things up and slow things down if we want them to. And then no. And the basic rule of this is no one can ever make you do something you don't want to do in this game. And they have a rule for walking away, which is like basically open door policy, which we tend to have in games. If we can't be here, we can get up from our chair and walk away and come back. And then there's space for other tools. So any other tools we want to use.
Awesome. Thank you, Lara, for jumping
No
in
problem.
and saying yes. So the next step they suggest is talking about the journey questions, which are on page 15 in the book for those at home or those on screen who are following along. And we're going to just look at these questions and have a discussion about what kind of game we want. So for example, the first question is, how long are we expecting this journey to last? Now we have an artificial barrier limit, artificial boundary set that would have to take a unanimous vote to break. But how many sessions do we have planned for this one?
Until mid-December.
So every other week until mid-December.
Yep.
September, October, November, December. So probably like 7 or 8 sessions.
Yeah.
9 sessions.
9. Oh.
Okay.
Okay. We have 9
Yeah.
sessions planned. So we can get through a bunch of seasons if we work it right.
Yeah.
The game moves along a calendar in the book, which we'll get to later. Do we want, what kind of journey? A more pastoral and upbeat journey? Do we want to linger more on the world we're in has had a lot of war until recently, and there's no wars right now. The whole game takes place post-war. And we have an option. Do we want to live into that trauma and the recovery, or just want to just be a wandering, more pastoral, upbeat game? What kind of game do y'all want?
I mean, I could be cool with like a mix, maybe not too into like the past, but I mean, I like complications.
Like more upbeat with like hints of the trauma and recovery from the war.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe we've had enough time and distance from the war that it no longer haunts us.
Yeah. I like that, Scott. Like, it's not like a haunting type of thing.
but there
It's
are some
there.
after
We've
effects.
acknowledged
Yeah.
and worked through it.
Yeah. Like maybe we come across remnants of like a castle with a hyena king.
See what you did there.
Planting your seeds, Scott.
Mhm.
I believe that's referred to as foreshadowing.
I think so. What do you, I mean, how's that sound, Menachem?
It's, I'm not making decisions here. I'm just,
I was asking for your
Well,
input.
we're all making decisions
that
together.
was
That's the
me
point of the
asking
game.
you.
gotcha. So
Kayla was asking, "What do you think?"
Yeah.
That's one of the rules.
That's democracy in action. Okay. Or collective working in action.
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea that it's not traumatizing us. It's a thing we know about. Like my character, the caretaker, is collecting little gods, and it could be because they've been displaced or lost because of the war. But it's not it's not like I'm doing it from a trauma place. I'm doing it from a let's take care and build a beautiful place together.
I kind of like that idea because my character is like a kid that lost their parents in a way. So it's like I was like I could go either way on how to lean with the backstory, and I think I had a way to lean into it so it wasn't like such a like it's traumatizing, but not like end of the world break our spirits traumatizing, right?
Yeah.
So
I like it also for my character because it it just feels a lot. Well, I shouldn't say for my character. For me, sorry. See, I'm confusing my character and myself. I like it for me just because it feels a lot more comfortable of a space to sit in because of the trauma focus to my work. I very much want this to be a step away from that.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've had a lot of trauma in all of us. I think see trauma and have had trauma.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to have a little bit of room to work on myself, and I want to use this game to do that. Referring back to what you were saying earlier, Menachem.
Cool. So it seems like we're on the same page.
Well, we didn't ask Tennille.
We didn't hear from Tennille, but I saw some head nods. But do you have anything to contribute to that?
I'm a totally open book. I don't really know too much about Wanderhome, so I'm just rolling with it. Sounds great.
I think this is every one of ours first time playing the game.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even finished reading the book. I don't even have the book physically yet.
But PDFs, we live in the 21st century.
Oh, I bought the book.
Yeah. So
I think many of you have like read more than I have. Or maybe I'm with Scott because I haven't really read that much.
I had it was so great. I went camping last weekend and had it with me in the woods, and I was reading it.
Oh, that's so adorable.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
It was
That's
beautiful.
so perfect.
I'm planning on taking it to and reading it as I like get in bed in the evenings.
I went out and bought it, picked it up as soon as my local game store said they had it, and then I proceeded to read it that night.
That sounds on brand.
Uh-huh. Definitely.
So in this world where we're acknowledging the past, but we're not haunted by it, do we want a more personal journey that's focused on mundane issues and quandaries, or do we want some tangled journey with mysterious and magical forces at play? We want a little more high fantasy or a little more pastoral.
More like we go from place to place and there's problems as we go there kind of thing.
Yeah, like everyday
Kung
kind of
Fu.
problems. Like
but
what?
with animals.
But like what?
Kung Fu, the
Kung Fu
TV show from the
right? No, I
that is a reference.
But this game doesn't have that much conflict, right? I was thinking
Right.
Hercules or Xena for the older crowd, again, but not as much conflict. Not that kind of like fight the bad guys conflict kind of thing, right? So are we feeling day to day, everyday magic? Or are we talking like, is there big magic going on and weird? Are there portals opening up and stuff like that?
I mean, I love the way it describes this tangled journey with mysterious and magical forces, but I'm playing the pilgrim where I'm seeking something mysterious some ineffable force. So I'm totally biased on this one.
Rest of the peanut gallery.
I could go either way.
I agree. I could go either way, but like, and who says we can't have mundane issues?
Yeah.
But there's
And
an
magic.
overall like mysterious magical force kind of thing.
Maybe there's a big magic that isn't there in the day-to-day, but that's there kind of like in the background that comes up.
Sounds like we're at our adventure is going to start off day to day,
Mm,
and maybe we'll uncover something else.
maybe.
in a bigger
When
way.
when we get along the way, and maybe when we get our 2 new travelers too.
Mhm.
Maybe.
Seems like we're embodying play to find out.
I love that. I love how that's happened previously too in our games, where we've kind of like went into it thinking one thing and ended up being something totally different in the moment.
I think
Yeah.
that's,
That happens every
it's
time I
standard,
play
yeah.
belonging outside.
I know. It's great.
It is great.
Absolutely every time.
It is fantastic.
So we're starting more on the mundane side
Okay.
of it, but we are totally expecting it to surprise us. All right, fun.
Sounds pretty cool to me.
Next question is about guides. Guides are the GM in this game, but the game is ideally, the game is designed not to have a single guide, but it can have people who rotate as the guide, or it could be more the belonging outside belonging, where we pass those duties around as they are needed. What are we feeling?
Are we just playing this typical belonging outside belonging?
That's kind of the question, yeah.
I think that's what we were thinking, since our other game is going to be a GM'd game.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've done such an amazing job with that. And when people have wanted to step up and do more guiding, they have.
Mm-hmm.
So no guide, people picking up, there's no settings per se, but people picking up kith or place as needed, as you're inspired to.
Yeah, and it seems like from what the little descriptions in the book that they give you, we've done this before. We play off each other. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I've got this idea, and then somebody's like, "Well, what if it was this?" And then we kind of build the scene together too. So that's kind of cool.
And
Also, if you hear the music in the background, the ice cream truck is here. Anyone wants
You have an ice cream
Yes.
truck too? We have an ice cream truck.
they come by twice a day.
Our ice
Usually-
cream truck doesn't just sell ice cream.
Say it again.
Our ice cream truck doesn't just sell ice cream.
I mean,
What
they
else
sell all
does it
kinds of delicious
sell?
frozen treats.
They sell more than just frozen treats.
Okay.
They sell
Hot treats.
Just an ice cream truck.
and we move on from innuendo and whatever that was. So now I want to have, we had this discussion. Let's go back and read the introductory paragraphs. Who would like to, I was thinking that was going to happen. Go for it, Scott, on page 6.
Any voice requests?
Well, look at the themes we've picked,
Yeah.
the way we're going to play, and try and match it as best you can.
Test 1, 2. The road has a song all to its own. Press your ear against my chest, and you'll hear it, as always with me, soaring across mountaintops and sleeping in the gutter where the small and forgotten gods live. It tangles through my hair and sits heavy in my boots. Some days that song roars through my bones louder than any storm, and other days it hums its tune so quietly that I could forget it's even there. But I will always hold tight to it, and I'll throw on my cloak, grab my walking stick, and set foot once more. I trust the song, I trust the road. I trust that someday I will arrive at a town and lay down in the grass and know that this is where I was meant to be. The road is a river that carries me home. Inside this adventure that we hold in our hands is the start of a new journey. Together we'll set forth into a world of grassy fields, mossy shrines, herds of bumblebees, rabbits in sundresses, geckos with suspenders, starry night skies, and the most beautiful sunsets you can imagine. We will befriend stag beetles the size of houses, argue with the king of the floating mountain, fall in love in the basket of a hot air balloon up in the clouds, and make friends with some of the most amazing people you could ask for. The journey will continue across the months and seasons and years, and while we wander, we will watch. Damn it, why do I have to read the chat?
Sorry.
Ah,
It was so
It was
poignant
really
and
beautiful. Yeah.
now
What a shame.
I get the giggles. The journey will continue across the months and seasons and years, and while we wander, we will watch the leaves fall from the trees and grow again. Where will we go? What will we see? We'll have to find out together. Will you join me?
That was fantastic.
Yes, I
That
will
was
join you.
very
Mhm.
good. I will join
Can
you.
we edit out the break and post that?
Well,
We are live.
yes, we'll figure out how to make that work.
On the
Oh.
YouTube, maybe.
No,
And I
we're
look
gonna-
over. I
we're
look
gonna-
over the chat.
We're gonna clip that.
We're gonna clip that. Yeah.
Oh,
All right. Thank you, Scott.
On our journey.
I felt really relaxed.
I did
actually.
too. That was fantastic. I was super into
I was
it.
imagining the grass.
Yeah.
I felt like you were like doing a nature documentary.
I mean, we're animals and we make friends with bugs and we're in nature.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is the introduction to Wanderhome.
Scott, I can't hear you.
That's because I'm muted.
Oh, okay. All right then.
So the next step, step 5 on page 34, is introduce everyone to playbooks and go over how tokens work. So belonging outside, belonging games are a token economy. Thank you, Scott. Now Scott's making me laugh in the chat.
Revenge.
Token economy. You don't roll dice in belonging outside, belonging games. You make moves, and some moves leave you vulnerable, usually, and earn you a token. Some moves make things work out just like you want them to, or mostly like you want them to. They cost you a token to do. We start without any tokens. So you have to start the game. In order to be successful, you have to make yourself vulnerable. So the playbooks, there are 15 in the book. Playbooks are like character classes, and we each have probably put the most energy into reading those playbooks and picking out which ones we want to do. So anything else anyone wants to say about playbooks before we go through and reveal our choices?
I
Okay.
think these ones are interesting from other belonging outside belonging games because I don't see any vulnerable moves. It's all just mine says some things you can always do.
There's a list.
Yeah.
Mhm.
of get a token when and spend a token in order to.
Yeah, on the
That are the
Okay.
same. See, this is
For
different.
everybody. It's for everybody,
Yeah.
right?
So in most every game, I think every Belonging Outside Belonging game I've played, each character has each playbook has their own set of strong moves or weak moves or vulnerable moves.
Right.
But
Right.
this one has the same moves for everybody.
And then the playbooks, it looks like they're mostly like regular moves.
There's a
The
thing
one,
called regular
yeah.
moves that don't cost a token, don't gain or lose a token. So those are unique.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And some
So-
kind of lure, which is an ask. Yeah. Okay, cool.
So does anyone know which page the list is on? If you don't, it's on the side of the character sheet. If you have a character sheet,
Yeah.
Mm,
you know, the
Let's
moves
see.
that cost or give tokens.
probably before the playbooks in the book somewhere.
By the way, this book is incredibly beautiful and laid out beautiful. The art is amazing. The colors of the pages.
It's
I highly recommend this book.
page 18 and 19.
Okay, cool.
So we're going to want to keep a bookmark on page 18 or 19 if you don't have the character sheet.
Yeah. I
Yep.
think eventually I'll pull up a character sheet. but
Yeah, the character sheet's in the Google Drive.
So let's start by, well, it says you're supposed to pick out your playbooks, which we've all done.
Mhm.
And then you have several choices to make about your character. And we're going to share those when we go around in just a minute. But we've already done all that. So we're just going to move right now to introducing our characters to each other. Because the idea is you make your choices and you share them with the group as you make them. But we've already made them. So we'll do it this way. So who would like to introduce their character?
Sure, I'll do it.
Wow, you're batting 1,000 today.
I am gonna pick up the slack today.
I like it.
I am playing the Ragamuffin playbook. My character is named Ollie. I'm not gonna look at the chat because I'll start giggling. I play Ollie. The Ragamuffin playbook has a short, I think they all have short introductions, so I'll just read that. Run, scream, play, steal, and above all, live. You are alive. Your care is young, exuberant, and naive. So choose a name and some pronouns. Ollie and she, her pronouns. The animal I chose is a river otter. I love river otters, so I was very excited about this. Choose 2 traits that you are and choose 2 that you refuse to be. I chose Ollie is respectful and friendly, and Ollie is not attentive or quiet. What else? The look. I scrolled the wrong way on my thing. Choose 3 or 4 to describe your look. It was really hard to choose, so I picked 4. A cap that's always backwards. Grass stained jeans, stomping boots, and a poke and stick. I love the poke and stick. When I was camping this weekend, we picked up a lot of poke and sticks. 2 life lessons you've been taught and 2 you have rejected. Life lessons I've been taught. It's better to give a gift than receive it. My parents made me who I am now. Life lessons rejected. All stories are lies. And the world is bigger than you can wrap your head around. So Ollie thinks the world is very small. And stories are true. Choose 1 you carry with you openly and 1 you carry with you secretly, and tell the table about them. Ollie openly carries a necklace with a painting of her birth family in it. worn like a pocket watch or a chain wallet on her ripped jeans, and it's in her pocket. Ollie carries secretly the ring of 99 vengeful demons, the greatest treasure of the king of the floating mountain.
Sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Oh my
Mhm.
goodness.
There's so many cool things that you can
There's so much stuff.
carry. So many cool things, and I had such a hard time picking which one I would. But that's the one I went with. So, and that can go with some of our mysterious stuff that goes on further. All right, that's it until we get to questions.
You want a popcorn?
Yeah, I'm gonna make Tennille go. I could have gone with you, Scott, but you volunteered to speak last time.
And has a cat in his arms.
Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Such a cute cat.
Is that the Dark Lord?
So I am playing Esme. I'm actually playing a playbook that's not in the original Wanderhome. It's like it was an add-on of playbooks. And my playbook is called Team Lear. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
Spell it.
TEAMMELIER. All who travel must drink, but those who know how to travel well drink tea. You have just the brew for what ails a weary wanderer. You are alive. Your care is piping hot, well prepared, and delicious. So my character is a swan. I thought I wanted a thoughtful animal, and like for some reason a swan seems very thoughtful to me. Choose 2 you always were, and 2 you think you have to be. And my character's name is Esme.
Pronouns.
Esme always was patient and intuitive, and 2 that she thinks she has to be, and her pronouns are she, her, is precise and submissive. Choose 3 to 4 to describe your look. She has dark coated glasses, a tea master's badge, and an apron. And then it says here you have tools, supplies, and dishware to prepare and serve tea on the road. Choose 3 you readily prepare and 1 you will never serve. So the 3 that I prepare, the first one is called Sun's Smile. Pure and easy, can start a conversation or make someone friendly. The second one is called Duke's Choice. Citrusy and regal, can encourage or make someone confident. And the last one is Lilywort. Medicinal and potent, can cure what ails or make someone mighty. And the tea that I refuse to serve, I will never serve, is Dawn Clover. Sharp and complex, can create some magic or make someone witchy.
Dude, I love it. I love the character.
Speaking of mysterious
God.
magic that may show up.
Right,
Mhm.
yes. And then it says choose 1 brewing tool or method you have always used and 1 that you recently stopped using. Tell the table about them. So the tool that I've always used are these reusable tea bags made from a very specific insect silk. And I decided to have them be made from eerie silk, which actually comes from a moth. So I thought that'd be pretty awesome since I think one of our players has moths. So I just trying to connect there. And then a tool that I've stopped using is a beautiful but chipped cups and saucers, the first you brought for yourself. And then the others are just questions. So that is Esme. And I will popcorn to Kayla.
Okay. I am playing Radcliffe, the Firelight. And the Firelight, it reads, "It is easy to get lost in the darkness and the deep. The firefly at your side will always guide the way. You are alive. Your care is forward-thinking, mutual, and shining bright. My firefly is named Flicker. Just so we know that everybody knows that. Radcliffe's pronouns are she, they. I am playing a raccoon. In honor of the fat raccoon that hangs out and eats our grapes every night. So let's see. Now choose 2 you try to be and 2 you know you can't be. I have chosen for my choose 2 you try to be. I have chosen everywhere at once and a good judge of character. And then choose 2 you try to be and 2 you know you can't be. Endlessly patient and properly feminine. And then for my looks, I chose 4. And I chose a well-loved fiddle, a reliable wooden staff, a wide-brimmed hat that covers your eyes, and shining eyes that pierce through the darkness. You have a firefly, your companion that stays by your side no matter what. They sleep during the day and light up at night. They are luminescent. Choose 1 to 2 to describe how you met. Okay, so this was where I was like, oh, there was so many options. So I chose, where'd it go? Didn't circle things, so, okay. I chose fireflies have always helped your family. They are relaxed. And then I chose, I also chose, your uncle gave them to you as a service bug so you could always have light to guide you. They are resolute. And then choose 1 light you still keep lit and 1 that died out long ago. Tell the table about them. So the 1 light that died out long ago is where'd it go? A wisp, a small and forgotten, many-faced god who is in love with your firefly. And then the 1 light you still keep lit, a pack of smokes that reminds you of sitting on a porch with your poetic love. Both of you
And
are left
Scott.
still, right?
Nothing, Scott.
Scott, what do you got?
I was so intent on listening to each of you tell your characters' stories. I forgot to scroll back up to my. So I've chosen the Pilgrim. The gods have given you a path forward, a place you hope can finally give you what you seek. Some days you worry you'll never make it there at all. You are alive. Your care is enduring, faithful, and expressed 1 step at a time. I am a bison whose name is sorrel, which is an herb. My favorite herb, in fact, to eat. Not me, Scott, my bison, sorrel. So I chose 2 qualities I try to be and 2 I've given up on. And I mentioned before we started playing, I'm trying to practice some qualities that I would like to have more of in this character. So I try to be unobtrusive and proper. I have given up on being healthy and patient. So Sorrel is an aging bison near the end of his life, searching for this far off place. This was so much fun. Choose 3 to 4 items to describe my look. And I kind of had in my head what this character already looked like. So, but the iconic things to complete it, right? So a battered gray cloak, a sturdy walking stick, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Not a battered gray cloak, a sturdy walking stick, a weather-beaten hood, frayed gloves, and a leather-bound book of poems. And then a god or omen instructed me to pack my bags and travel somewhere very far from the land I called home. Choose 2 rumors or stories I've heard about this place, and 1 that is actually true. So I seek a monastery home of a teacher who knows the secret to pure serenity. This is upon a mountain that scrapes the very sky itself, from where I can see the whole of Hæth, I think it's pronounced. So those are the 2 rumors that I know, that it's a monastery upon a mountain, and the monastery holds this teacher, and that the mountain scrapes the very sky itself. What is true is that this is a ruin. It is in a ruin older than anywhere else in the world, and carries secrets from an ancient time. Choose the sign of my faith. Tell the table why I believe it'll never lead me astray. So I carry a book of poetry with passages so powerful that their very existence is a miracle. I didn't really think through the second part, why it'll never lead me astray. Because it's not about the poetry, it's about your interpretation. And as long as I continue to read it and explore it and question it, then it can't lead me astray. That's all I got.
Nice. I really like it.
Awesome.
100% taking that from the Jewish faith of how you're supposed to like constantly question the Bible, the teachings. All right, Menachem, you're up, buddy.
All right. I have chosen the caretaker. Someone must pay attention to all the small and forgotten things in the world. Someone must listen to the voiceless. You are alive. Your care is tender, supportive, and silent. So my name is Click, pronouns he, him, and I chose an animal not in the book. I am a grasshopper. I was sure I was going to play a skunk when this game came out, because skunk is my favorite animal. And I'm sure all of you thought I was going to play a skunk, but it just wasn't it wasn't coming together. So I am a bipedal walking grasshopper. I value being patient and friendly. I find it exhausting to be masculine and organized.
See, it's just like you.
Sometimes we play characters like ourselves without even trying to. There are definitely pieces here. Yes, thank you. Scott's been in my basement. I think I have an organized clutter, but well, that's another discussion for another time. So the caretaker has 5 friends who are small gods, tiny gods. What do they call them? Small
Tiny
gods.
dancers.
And that hide in the many shrines I carry with me. So my 5 gods, and actually some of them are groups. I have a family of cloud gods that is oracular. They have some magical ability about the future. I have a family of sapling gods that are raucous, fun-loving, maybe a little mischievous. I have Yacht, the god of a child's first snow, and that god is intertwined. I have Wick, a candle god, a god of a candle, who is luminescent. And I have a nameless ancient god seeking refuge within my shrine or shrines, who is hurt. Then for my look, I wanted to tell you my gods first because they work into my look. I do have a faded shawl, and it has wing slits. Like grasshoppers can't fly, but they have the wings that help them, stay in there longer. I have many pouches on my waist, and I have a bandolier of pouches. They're shrines for the gods. I often have clouds or mist surrounding me from the cloud gods. And I also have saplings growing out of my clothes and bags and on my staff, which is one of the ceremonial objects that I picked, was a staff that is sprouting from the sapling gods. And instead of feathers and stuff, it has little homes, shrines hanging from the staff itself. So the object I revere, and still the description says I still honor, is the ceremonial walking stick with the homes on it, and it has feathers and runes, and it's been passed down through the generations. This is interesting. Connections. I mean, what I notice is if you read through all the characters, there's some things that are themes and connection between the characters that seem to allow for plot devices. This is a minor one. I chose an item I cannot treasure any longer is a handbook or a book attempting to name all the gods, written by a poetic warrior writer that I once loved.
Oh,
Wait,
oh,
wait.
oh.
Can you read that again from the start, please?
I have a handbook attempting to name all the gods, written by a poetic writer I once loved. I'm not sure if that means the book or the writer, but we could play to find out. But I can't abide by it because I've met so many gods. I just know you can't name the gods. You can't know them all ahead of time until you meet them. So I cannot honor this book anymore. And that's it, except for my questions.
Yeah, I think we're at the questions part, right?
Are we doing questions today?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
we
Okay.
are.
We can
Okay.
also do questions again
Yeah.
for the 2 who are coming. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
This
because
one is only we ask left and right, not
yeah,
everybody.
and this game is like really great with like drop in, drop out, like so there's a way for us to navigate that when we get to that time when they join us, our other fellow travelers.
And Jay even writes that it's playable from 1 to 20 people easily.
Yeah.
So we'll find out how that goes as we grow and shrink and grow. Now,
Mm.
I was thinking we don't really have a left and right, and we've played a bunch of these games. Maybe we could just ask anyone and make sure everybody gets asked.
I mean, I have a left.
We can go on the Twitch stream.
Yeah, we could go
There's-
based on the Twitch stream.
And so Lara's left would technically be Kayla,
Right, and then
Right.
my right is Scott.
Scott.
And my right would be Menachem, and my left is
Lara.
So there's two ways
Lockdown.
that I've seen it work. One is you just take the exact assignment they give you and love the randomness. Another one is we may have found connections between characters that'd be fun to ask one or specific characters questions if we remember. So but let's just do left and right to keep it simple. And then
Well, it sounds like you have a question you want to ask.
Yeah.
I didn't actually
Oh.
have one. I was just
That's what it
Ah.
sounded like.
this was just thinking about it beforehand, thinking about the mechanics and
That's fair.
Yeah. hmm
I mean, I can. I'm not partial to anything, so
in this respect, then who wants to start?
I'm not starting again.
I'm happy
Fair.
to start. I
That's
just
fair.
take up
Fair.
so much room that I feel bad.
that's not true.
Okay, then I'll start. And
Well,
thank you.
first, I need a positive affirmation.
I take up exactly the amount of space I should.
Ooh,
pretty good.
I love it. I
good.
love it.
I like
And
that.
Scott, I will check you if you're being too much, or someone else will, but not him probably. We're here to check you, okay?
I wish more folks were as generous as you all. All right, so ask one to the left and one to the right. Let's see. I'm looking at my questions now. The first question doesn't work for me because it doesn't work with my character concept. Menachem.
Yeah.
This is so freaking perfect.
Okay, Sorrel.
Click. What do you know about the place that I seek that I haven't yet grasped?
It's as real as you believe it is.
That's a pithy answer.
Something wrong with that?
No. I'm trying to figure out where to write it.
I'm
Oh.
putting it in the prompts and choices on the right hand side.
The sides don't work separately from each other. They didn't
Well.
on my computer.
Well, I'm gonna make them work because I was entering, so it
All
will
right,
work.
So I'm trying to think of it. You're looking for, tell me again what you're looking for.
I seek the monastery home of a teacher who knows the secret to pure serenity. It lies upon a mountain that scrapes the very sky itself, from where I can see the whole of Hæth. And, true story, it is a ruin older than anywhere else in the world and carries secrets from an ancient time.
So the rumor is that
The first
teacher-
the first two parts are rumors. The third part is definitely true.
well, you're really seeking the place. The teacher and what the teacher can do for you are rumors.
Yes, as is whether it's
Scraping the sky.
on a mountain that scrapes the very sky itself.
Maybe keeping a little bit of the mysterious. I know it scrapes the sky. Yes, it scrapes the sky, but not in a way you'd expect.
Like that answer so much. Okay. Ollie. Oh, this blows my freaking mind. Ollie,
Uh-huh.
what is it about you that makes me comfortable telling you my doubts?
Oh,
Oh. I like this question. I think because I am so optimistic. I think because I have hope, and just like I haven't let the world get me down. And so I make you feel better about your doubts.
And I'm gonna popcorn over to Esme. The Timelier.
Oh, is that how you pronounce it?
Je comprends pas français.
That would be sommelier,
Yeah,
Timi-
because
Timi-
ER is A.
Is
Sommelier.
like sommelier.
Sommelier. I don't know. I like to drink Merlot out of a boot.
I'm never taking you to Napa with me.
Yeah. Scott would be a bad choice.
Actually, Scott knows exactly what he's talking about. and
I
is
know.
messing
That's
with
what
us.
You know that I could have been a like certified sommelier if I wanted. Okay, so Esme, you're up.
Esme.
I think Scott did that on purpose.
I think he did too. I think he did too. All right. So my first question is to Flickr.
The
Actually,
firefly? You're asking my firefly?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Just clarifying.
Yes. Why did I first serve you tea?
I love that you serve the firefly.
Yeah,
tea.
like, okay. I'm gonna say they were cold and needed to feel warm.
Nice. Okay. And my second question goes to trying to remember everybody's names. Click, right?
Yeah, you go to click.
Yes, to click. Okay. Why don't you ever drink the tea I prepare?
This goes right with the question I was going to ask you, which I don't know the answer
Ah.
to yet. Why don't I drink the tea you prepare? Oh gosh. I mean, because of something I know about you, which will be answered when I ask you my questions.
All
Because of what I
right.
know about you.
Okay.
I think that's I'm not being mysterious. We're gonna discuss that in a moment.
Okay, sounds good. All right, then I will popcorn it to Lara.
Okay. I just want to say I love my questions, and I think it's hilarious. I'm trying to decide which one of you that is next to me on this screen is going to get this first question. I think it's going to be Radcliffe. How do you feel about the fact that I've decided you're my new parent?
Oh. I don't know. What does that mean?
It means Ollie doesn't have any parents and gloms onto people. So you're my new parent now.
Love you, Daddy.
So Radcliffe is absolutely confused and probably vacillates between great annoyance and like frustration because they cannot be endlessly patient. And also trying to decide if you're genuine,
Okay.
but also confused and mildly annoyed. Are you like child aged or how old are you?
Yes,
Okay.
child
Yeah.
aged.
Okay.
Like I'm thinking like I mean they're animals, so it's
Something
like
that would
the
require a
equivalent
lot
of
of-
like the equivalent of like a 9-year-old.
Okay. So, something that I guess, so a age range that would require a lot of patience then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I think that's why I picked. That's why
frustrated
I picked.
and confused because they just don't understand why you have chosen them.
Awesome. And then the other question I have, so Sorrel, what endearing nickname have you given me?
Ooh, that's a great one for him.
Endearing in whose opinion?
That is up to interpretation. So,
Ollie is a river otter.
mhm. A river otter with a
God, I
backwards
just thought
hat.
something awful.
Oh, no.
Next. Hold on. Mittens.
Mittens.
Got little.
Stop.
What's that?
That's funny. I love it. That's great.
Little adorable paws.
When they like how they toss the stones and stuff. Mhm.
little
Okay.
mittens. They don't
Oh
quite
my
have visible
goodness.
paws.
Otters are
Okay.
so cute.
I just can't wait to see if Nina has drawn my character yet, because yeah. I love otters. Okay, so those are my questions. I'm going to let's answer this question flick or click. Let's do that.
Okay. Esme,
Yes.
I don't drink your tea because of something I know about you. What is something I knew about you that I had no right to know?
Oh wow.
That would lead me to go, yeah, I don't want your tea.
Oh.
Um I'm gonna say that someone harmed me with magic in the past. And that's why I don't like to serve tea that would have other people like feeling witchy. And it's not some I like to kind of like have like a brave face. So I don't want anyone to know that I was harmed, but you found out about it.
Is it
So it's like because I've been harmed by magic, I pretty much
right?
like
You won't.
try to avoid magic at all costs and like have kind of like this attitude like all magic is awful and terrible.
So I'm going back to why don't I drink your tea then?
Right. Yeah.
Is it because I don't want to risk? Is it a compassionate thing or is it a like I don't trust you thing, right? Like, is it like, okay, I'm not going to drink your tea because a magic effect might happen? Or is it because I have a negative attitude of you? That's what I'm trying to decide. You're the swan. You're patient and intuitive. You think you need to be precise and submissive. I don't drink your tea because, going back to your question, right? because I want you to break out of those traits. I want you to not be submissive, and I want to break your patience.
Okay.
And partly because of that fear of magic, I want you to break out of this limited. Sounds like you've limited your life a little bit because of it.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to make notes of that one after I ask the next question. So, Sorrel, you know, I am a caretaker of small and forgotten gods. And I know that you have a sort of spiritual thing. You're the pilgrim. So my gods are, I have to remind you of this because I want to know, which one did you give me? Which one did you rescue and give me to take care of? So there's the family of cloud gods, the family of sapling gods, the nameless ancient god, Yacht, the god of a child's first snow, and Wick, the candle god.
The ancient forgotten god.
Yeah.
Yeah, you knew that. You knew that was what I was going to
Well, I
pick.
knew there was either going to go big or you're going to go with the candle, right? Like just a little thing.
Those were the those are the two that I was absolutely. I was thinking like something like totally incidental, and incandescent. Yeah, the
You're like, here, you can take care of this.
It's something that I found when I've. It's something I found when, or something I was given alongside my book of poems when I was given my quest.
Right, because your quest is the monastery, but you said something about big magic at some point, so that's why. Yeah. Okay. All right. Kayla, have you gone? You have not gone.
I have not gone. No. Are you done?
I am done. I get my two questions.
Okay. All right. I believe I asked Click and Esme, correct?
Yes. Oh, wait.
No, you asked
it's,
Esme and Ollie.
And
okay.
Ollie. Ollie.
I was looking up at the top since we're in the same row. Okay. Well, that's a disappointment. All right. All right. I'm going to ask Ollie, where do you wish I could guide you and why can't I?
Ollie's on this like mission to try and find her family again. And I think I want you to help guide me to where they went, but you can't because I have no idea where they were going. And so neither do you. I think I just know a direction and that's it.
Okay. Alrighty. And then Esme, what did I show you that you didn't want to see?
I don't know if this is, well, I guess we can retcon it if you don't like it. But I'm thinking you showed me a magic in the fireflies that I didn't want to see. I don't know what that magic would be, but it's
so the firefly is luminescent presently, so it doesn't have any other it's like icon traits. I don't know.
I could come up with something else.
Yeah, I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how that would work.
Wait, is luminescent one of the magic traits, or is it?
It's like a trait, so I don't even know if it's one of the icon traits.
Right, so that
So
means
it's a
it
special
has,
trait. It does a thing.
right, that it has some connection to, it has a kind of magical effect.
Well, it's luminescent. It can light stuff up. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but you don't know what the magic is beyond that it lights up.
yeah. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I don't know if that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can find something else. Well, can you repeat the question again?
Yeah. It's what did I show you that you didn't want to see?
Um,
Yeah.
Thinking about something to do with family. Would you say that you're close to your family?
Radcliffe?
Yeah.
I don't know. I hadn't really thought about that.
Because I saw like in your character sheet that like it says fireflies help family. I don't know if it was your family or
Well, so when I answered the question, when I took the Firefly companions, I took the fireflies have always helped your family. They are relaxed. And then I also took your uncle gave them to you as a service bug, so you could always have light to guide you. So I wouldn't say I'm distant from my family.
okay. Then I'll just go with maybe like you showed me a glimpse into the connection that you have with your uncle.
Okay.
And I don't have any family. So that's something that I don't want to see.
Hello.
Okay.
Come on up. We have a visitor.
Was that two?
Yep.
Yep.
Everybody went?
Yeah, we did.
Yep.
All right, those are the characters. The next step. Let me just double check. Yep. Create our first place. Choosing 3 natures. The guidelines for creating the first place are on page 23. So
Did someone read that?
well, I was just reading it to get a better sense to help facilitate.
Okay. Just
We'll
thought.
always begin our journey by arriving in a new place. In order to create such a place, pick out 3 of the following natures or choose randomly. Each of these natures will serve as the building blocks of that place. Natures are the elements that literally or metaphorically represent various aspects of our place.
So we kind of already started this process a little bit earlier.
It's time to do it publicly.
So we from Verdant we selected Hillock, which is a small hill. And a hillock is a place in the foothills of great and looming presence. This place can always describe what we stand in the shadows of, show a threat that's up ahead, and it can always ask, what are you worried lies up ahead? And then give us a token if we're right. We're supposed to choose 2 aesthetic elements. So I'm looking at page 151. And since
we haven't chosen all 3 of the natures yet.
Do we choose all 3 natures?
Yeah.
After you've selected 3 natures,
elements?
consult them and make choices for them.
Oh, okay. Well, I've suggested this.
I love the idea of a bridge that just kind of the other end is unknown. But that may be too much magic to start.
What did you say you liked?
A bridge to nowhere.
Ah, that might.
Well, a bridge to the unknown could just be a bridge that like goes over the horizon or outside, or like we're at the bridge is at the top of the hillock and we can't see past it. Or it's a drawbridge and it's up.
I was imagining a bridge from the hillock that just kind of
disappears.
Maybe either disappears or into mist, or it's long enough it goes over the horizon. That's pretty cool. Or it just ends in the open air. So maybe that'll come when we get to the.
We're going to be creating a lot of places too.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to mark it then as a kind of a good, always a good destination?
Yeah, you picked it. We have a hillock, we have a bridge, and a third.
I was hearing a bridge maybe later. Or did I mishear you?
We can do either. Like we can make the bridge part of this, or we can always, like if we want to keep the magic piece and wait for that.
Yeah.
We could have that later and have more of what you're envisioning.
Or we can roll.
We can just roll too.
I was subbing out market for bridge just to give us a market on top of the hill. So that'd be annoying to
have to go up the hill to market every day.
What if it's a tavern? Oh no, that's in the same thingy. Never mind. I see.
Tavern?
They're in the same category as bridge.
I think you can also have multiple from the same category.
I think we're also taking bridge out.
Oh, sure, right.
Well, if we have a bridge and okay, you know what? No, I already picked one.
You picked the hillock.
Yeah, I already picked one.
I'm good at taking bridge for a later place.
Yeah, I think if we wanted to make it really mystical, saving it for later.
Well, and we're talking about bigger. Like Scott was thinking more. It's a hillock. Something about like there was a war, right? And so we can go some of the ways with the metaphorical, like it could be a metaphorical tower or something.
I thought you wanted a tower. I thought you wanted the Tower of the Hyena King, Scott.
Yeah.
It was a castle. But yeah, we could do tower.
I'm like, I'm trying to look through the example play to kind of see how they play with the metaphorical. And so they have like an island that's a tower and a swamp, and they didn't know how the swamp fits into it. So it's like, what if it's metaphorically a swamp? So people
don't you get like stuck? Yeah.
I like the idea of having other people to interact with.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, and we have to come up with some way that the other two are gonna.
What if it's a monastery?
but not the one that Scott's character's looking for.
Yeah, right. Or an inn. Is inn an option? I'm just
A
thinking,
tavern.
yeah, I mean, a tavern, like a communal space that the other two would fit.
Well, in theory, if we're going metaphorically, we could pick a port. Like it's not a water port, but like it's a spot that people
Mm,
go to.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I see what you mean. Hmm.
Because there's nothing on here that's like town or
Right.
It's a
whatever.
temporary autonomous zone.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. A transitional space. Maybe it's like
A crossroads or something.
or maybe
Yes.
it really is a port and the water flows up into the hillock.
I like the
Okay.
idea that people just camp here. This is become a place like people set up tents. It becomes
Yeah.
its own little festival site, like its own little Burning Man. You know,
So do you think it would have okay, so that a port or is that a market?
It could have been a fort that's now a market.
port is
Port.
But like it's a
Oh,
place,
sorry,
a
that
port
sounds
as
like-
in a place that people
People
land.
come yeah, like a traveling point, not a docking
Oh.
area for boats. That's what you mean, Laura, right?
Right.
I like
as
it.
not a literal thing,
No, I like
but
it,
it's the
and-
same idea. People
and-
go there
yeah.
to stop and then move along their
It's
way.
and now it's
I
Burning
love
Man.
this.
So
Yeah, I love
I
this
like
idea
it.
because
yeah.
it speaks to exactly what we were talking about at the beginning of like the war was long enough ago that we've recovered from
There
it.
was a battle here, and like now people are camping out here and having fun.
And have music and stuff. So
is there a pop-up market?
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like if is it
Okay.
then like market type of pop-up market type thing?
Maybe is it the market that starts just before a festival or holiday?
Well, I think what we got is a gathering place that people have just come to and they set up camp and they stay for a little while and then they move on.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah.
And it could be before a festival. The festivals are very scheduled
But
in this game.
There's like you can have it like people are playing music every night and getting together.
Yeah.
That's the atmosphere of the place.
Ooh, Radcliffe can play their fiddle. Perfect.
I like the more
Mhm.
informal nature of it rather than
Yeah.
this is about a festival.
Yeah, it also provides like I think a more open space for our other two companions that
Mhm.
maybe like a very specific town or a very specific location maybe doesn't.
And it's all run by a handsome black cat.
Okay. Well, so now
That'll be a kith we can create.
and now we have to consult each
Mhm.
each category now because then we pick out elements, folklore, and then some other stuff.
I'm so confused. What was actually decided?
We have hillock, port, but more in the like people stop in port, not a water port, and then market.
Yep.
But we're calling it a pop-up market because
Yep.
it just kind of flows as it happens as whoever's there. No one stays forever.
Correct.
All right.
So now we turn to page 131
Yep.
and forward, right?
Yes.
And we look at
And we choose the aesthetics.
there's a list for every different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
quite nice. They really like. I'm just so impressed. This game is just fantastic. Really.
Ready?
There are some pages of artwork in here that I'm like, it almost looks like what we just described. Like there's people playing music at like outdoor picnic tables and stuff. And
One of the illustrations,
Yeah.
I showed my kid the book and the postcards, and she said, "This is what I think of when I think of a role-playing game. This image."
Mhm.
I got chills and I was so happy.
So which one of the things do we want to look at first?
Let's go with hillock first since I wrote it down first.
Mhm.
Sounds good.
Page 151, like Scott said.
151. Yep. A hillock is a place in the foothills of a great and looming presence.
Yeah.
This place
so those
can
are-
always, and then there's options we can choose from. I think we only choose one.
Oh, we don't choose all
But-
of those?
I'm
No,
not
the-
sure. I need
I think
to.
the always is are always.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
always because there's also a ask and
That's right.
token piece.
You're
So
right.
that's allure. Yeah.
We
So
do
we-
choose 2 aesthetic elements,
Yes.
And then one folklore. Yeah.
and we already chose the folklore.
You. Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Hold
the
on.
hyena king.
I suggested.
Oh, I see.
suggested
Yes.
folklore.
Aesthetic elements.
Okay. So for our listeners or viewers who also are listening, the hillock, this place can always describe what we stand in the shadows of, show a threat that's up ahead, and ask, what are you worried lies up ahead? And then it gives a token if they're right.
Well, we kind of chose the aesthetic element of the camp, right?
So
It's,
maybe like a shelter. Well, and it says you
Well-
can also something else of your own
Yeah.
invention
Okay.
at the end, but
A deep gorge would track the port. Just saying.
or a sheltered valley. Or some
And-
strange piles of stones.
yeah, scattered fragments of civilization track with the people who come through here, and
Oh yeah.
at all times.
That's interesting because what I was thinking of when I read Scattered Fragments of Civilization was like the ruins of the castle
Right.
or the remnants of the castle.
But the people could be the fragments.
So the fragments of civilization, yeah, that's cool. It can be both.
Mhm.
Yes, and so
Yes,
definitely that part. And then what's the other part? The other
Oh,
aesthetic.
We're still tossing out ideas. I haven't heard consent
So
or
the
approval.
first one is scattered fragments of civilization.
Well,
Well, that's a discussion right now.
Okay.
that's what we're
Got
discussing.
it.
There's literally some ruins, and the scattered fragments are the people who gather. The travelers.
Right. So maybe evidence of the battle and the people who are just picking up camp and leaving.
Okay. That works for me.
Oh, I forgot there's a place worksheet, and I printed one.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's
Oh.
it's the second sheet in the PDF in the form fillables.
Yeah, if you buy the book, for those listening and who haven't bought the book, you know who you are. If you buy the book, you can get the free PDF that includes some form fillable documents. Quite nice.
You can get those on Itch for free, the form fillables, I believe.
Oh,
I think they're just a download that J Dragon has put up.
Mm-hmm.
well, they're handy.
Okay.
So we have
So-
scattered fragments of
okay.
civilization represented by the old castle ruins and the travelers, the wanderers. So what's the other aesthetic?
Okay.
I'm sorry, I missed it. What was the first one?
Scattered fragments of civilization.
Oh, okay.
There's ruins here, physical ruins, and we, the travelers, in the hundreds, however many, the tens, the 20s, however many, we have to decide that, are the other fragments of civilization. But what's our second aesthetic element?
So I like a deep gorge or a sheltered valley.
It
I
would
think
make
that fits with the camping style of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
the sheltered valley definitely makes sense with the camping.
What does that mean? I'm trying to picture what that means.
A sheltered valley.
Yeah.
Like some trees in a valley below or something.
Yeah, I would assume like the valley would be safe from weather and nefariousness. Not that there's much nefariousness, but you know.
So the hillock, we're on a hill in a valley.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah, I
'Cause
mean,
you wouldn't camp at the bottom of a valley because of washouts and
Right.
that kind of thing.
yeah.
Okay.
That would
Mhm.
actually be a great place to build a defensible fort.
Mhm.
Only one way in, or maybe
The
two.
people on top can see what else is coming their way.
Okay. So the hillock is in a sheltered valley.
Yep.
Okay.
And then the folklore is the hidden treasure of the Hyena King.
Yes, please.
Yes. Absolutely.
I was taking some time to come up with some descriptions. I'll just offer them to the group and see if what you guys think of them.
Descriptions of.
Of describe what we stand in the shadows of.
Well, that's an action, like a move. when
Oh,
we're
it
playing.
is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't actually describe it?
You do when you take the move.
Yeah.
If someone is playing the hillock,
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm completely misunderstanding this game.
This is definitely a different approach to the game
Mhm.
than what I've seen before. I think every variant that we've played of a belonging outside of belonging game has had a much different feel to it, even though the core mechanics kind of are the same. They're just so, not just the aesthetic differences, but like the play difference is really palpable.
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I
So
can't know for. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so anytime it
I
says,
still don't think I get that.
so anytime it says this place can always or you can always, those are moves. Those are like those would be like regular moves.
That little
Unless-
symbol with the, what is it, like a leaf
Yeah,
or
it's like
something?
a-
Or it's a
It's a
bug.
bug.
It's a bug. It's a little dragonfly. Yeah. That's a move.
Those are actions that we can take.
And so instead of playing settings, we play places,
Places.
and NPCs are kith.
Yeah.
So every time you do a move, you describe that and then someone else describes something
No, you know
different?
how we would pick up a setting location
Mhm.
in Teenage Nightmare, like family, and someone would play the family.
Right, yeah.
So someone would play the place.
Yes.
So like
Right.
instead
Yeah.
of like describing what the
understand
family's
that
doing.
part.
Yeah. Instead of describing what the family's doing, the move is describe what we're in the shadow of or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just not sure how that's gonna work if somebody
We'll find out.
Well,
I guess.
says something different.
So
that,
it
you
can,
know,
I mean, it can literally
I
be
guess-
physically where you're standing in the shadow of, but also like metaphorically.
Metaphorically.
And I would guess I would trust all of us to like play, like if somebody has taken that action and described, we are standing in the shadow of the long lost loved one of Calliope, the Dragon Queen, and we can like feel the energy exuding, right? I would trust that like if somebody else chose to step in and play, that maybe they wouldn't completely retcon that. But you never know.
Well, we have our journeying tools, right?
And
We
that's the
do,
whole point
yeah.
of the added journeying tools that are
Right.
like, how about we do this?
Yeah.
Or can we go back to this?
Yeah. Or you're standing in the shadow of a broken tower. Literally standing there.
Let's look at show a threat that's up ahead. It's second move. You
Mhm.
would pick up the place and go, there's a storm rolling in.
Yeah.
And you've just shown a threat that's up ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to find out how this works.
We are. We
I do-
certainly
I-
are.
I was going to say it's hard for me to know because I've played a bunch of belonging outside belonging games, but it feels like this game would work best having played others. but maybe
Mhm.
there's a freshness to it that I can't see because I've played so many other games.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this, having not played as many, I've played a few now, but this feels more, this is going to stretch our metaphorical and even like more creative. Like we're all really creative, but like most of the other games are very literal. There's monsters and things, and we can do that here, but it's also very not tangible.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to lead to a lot of cool stuff, especially with this group.
I think so. I think so.
So we have 2 more.
We do.
What do we want to do next?
nature-
So
Market or the port?
The port is on page 159.
Let's go there
Okay.
since we have a page number called.
Hold on. I just want to check in. Tennille, do you feel like more like you're on more solid footing now?
Honestly, I kind of want to, I think I might like see how other people are doing it before I jump in, because like it's kind of making sense, but I'm not really sure how it's going to play out. So I don't know. Sometimes with some things, it's just easier to just play it out and see how it goes. And sometimes that helps me better than explanations, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
I feel like that's true with a lot of games.
Yeah, I think so.
So many games I just like,
And
let's just play. I don't
so-
know what I'm doing, but let's just play.
something else to note, like we're not always going to stay in the same place for very long.
Yeah, we're going to be creating places all the time.
Yeah, so the odds of a hillock getting brought up like again so quickly could be high, it could be low. We'll see what happens.
Because the game structure is, as time moves on,
You-
the month change when you move places.
Yep.
And we want to see a few festivals.
Yeah.
Because the festivals happen every 2 months. So we're
Right.
probably going to have 4 or 5 places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so I think the reason this is taking us so long is we're trying to figure it out. Hopefully it doesn't take us this
Yeah.
long to come up with places in the future.
I don't think it will.
So I went ahead to port, by
Yes.
the way. And
Yep.
the port is the gateway through which the whole world opens up to you.
There's people from all over here.
Yep.
Right. And so this is more of the metaphorical stuff for the aesthetic elements.
Yeah. The port can always describe the ships and where they go, show the dangers of a fragile lifestyle, and ask, "Can I take you somewhere you've never been before?"
So then instead of ships, are there, because I could totally see what we're describing, and then this be also like a place where people park their hot air balloons. But
I'm
from-
thinking I like the hot air balloon.
No,
thing,
so
too.
no, so aesthetics are chunky barges, hot air balloons. Like hot air balloons are an option. So
right,
Mhm.
yeah.
right. That's what I saw, because when you guys were talking about port, you were talking more metaphorical. So
Yeah.
I'm seeing port as like a cultural port of like, this is a meeting place of so many different peoples. It's not a literal port.
Right.
This
And
is
we
making it
could
a
put
literal
some hot air balloons for the traveling people. Also, we could throw in like the adventurous buddy you once wandered the world with.
We would have to create our first kith.
Mm-hmm.
You could also change chunky barges to fancy wagons.
Ooh, yeah.
I love it. I love it.
I like it. Yeah.
Okay. So fancy
Or
wagons.
tents, you know.
Because something of your own invention. Fancy
I like
wagons.
it. I like it.
It's really just a substitution.
It
combination.
is.
It is.
A
Can we
fancy-
also have hot air balloons though, because it's pretty?
fancy wagons and hot air balloons.
Hot air balloons.
I'm being
And we
greedy.
can have hot-
I'm being,
we
I'm
can-
being greedy.
Hot air balloons are cool. Maybe it's not a whole lot of hot air balloons.
Maybe just
but
like
maybe
one or
there's a
two.
couple.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They always draw your attention when they show up.
Yeah.
And if
I
it's on
kind of
a
like what if
hillock,
the
like-
captains are like what if the captains of the hot air balloons are like smug captains, like they're pretentious because they have hot air balloons.
So it's fancy.
So we're
wagons and
combining
smug captains.
two into one. The smug captain, the hot air balloons with smug captains.
I mean, it's an aesthetic.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
I would just imagine that if like it's like one or two, maybe 3 hot air balloons at a time at this space, that the people who control those are probably like feel a very high on their balloon.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah. Okay. One folklore.
Oh. The Eastern Mist and the trouble it brings.
Love it.
Love it.
Because these don't have to be real.
Right.
It can be
It's-
whatever.
Because it's folklore.
Is that a reference to like the battle that was once fought here?
Possibly.
We don't know yet.
be.
We'll
Yeah,
find out.
We'll find. I love it because Ollie is gonna believe all the stories.
All of yes. Oh man. You're really, really gonna test my patience. I already see it.
It's gonna be great.
Okay.
Okay, the last one is the market.
Yeah, I was trying to find it.
It's on 142.
Menachem, did you see that they have a labyrinth as a place?
I can't remember if I saw it or not. Is it a labyrinth or is it a maze?
It's written.
a labyrinth.
It's a labyrinth. Yeah.
Awesome.
I thought you'd like that.
I love
You
it.
can make it literal or metaphorical
Yep.
too. That's so cool.
I am a labyrinth walker. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
during the high holidays, I have been teaching that
That's cool.
that life feels like a maze, but try and make it like a labyrinth.
Well, we'll
'Cause
have
labyrinth
to.
has one way in
I
and one
thought
way
life
out.
was a highway.
Can't get out.
Wanna ride it?
Either way,
All
have-
night
Right on.
long.
we'll have to include that as a place sometime.
Yeah. We should make note of the things that we kind of want in the future.
Yeah. The market.
Um,
A market is a place where near anything can be traded and bartered, and where people from all across Hæth gather with supplies to exchange.
This is exactly what we've been imagining, describing to each other.
mhm.
This place can always describe what you can find here, reveal the consequences of theft.
Oh boy.
Ollie.
Ollie.
Oh, it gets better. Offer someone something they want at an affordable price and give them a token if they refuse the offer.
I love these aesthetic element options.
There's so many that could fit what we've described to without overpowering the whole place as a market, right? Like there's people staying here with their wares and like
The idea of distant smells is so interesting because I think distant, I know it means like far away, but also distant as in like from a distant place.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm taking poetic license with that. But just that, when we, when in therapy, we know like how significant the sense of smell is and how that can trigger memories. And it's just such an interesting to like have a game like draw our attention to a smell.
okay.
That's it. That was my whole statement.
Okay.
Well, that really drew you to it, Scott.
Okay. What are we choosing for the aesthetics?
I heard distant smells and foreign
smells.
wares,
Okay.
but I heard foreign wares, but how do people feel about that?
Oh my gosh.
Will you be quiet, Leia? I like distant smells. I also like foreign wares more so than the livestock.
Foreign wares could be fun. I could go for foreign wares, antique relics, or a familiar crafty merchant.
We haven't put a lot of people.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I was thinking we could make a kith out of one of like the smug captains, or a smug captain, But other than that, yeah, we don't have a ton of NPCs yet.
So let's
Yeah.
embrace it.
Okay, so familiar crafty merchant, which means crafty is one of the traits.
The
for
traits.
the-
Yep. Yeah.
It's in italics, which gives us that clue.
It gives you, things you can do. So Flicker, my firefly, has 3 traits that allow them actions.
And crafty is actually the very first trait of the.
That's helpful.
Yep.
One folklore about this place.
So are we doing all 3, or we're not doing foreign wares?
I didn't erase it in my list. Should I?
I mean, there's probably going to be foreign wares at a place where lots of people come to.
Kashyyyt has wares if you have coin.
I can't help but think of the merchant at the beginning of Aladdin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean, we can literally, Lara,
really
we can literally just make the merchant a Kashyyyt. We can just make them a cat from Skyrim.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Basically.
Named V, and he's
Sure.
all black.
Sure.
Okay. Oh,
Sure.
okay.
I see what you're doing there.
One folklore about this place.
I kind of like either the Crow and the 33 Thieves, or the Golden King and how he lost his heart.
Those are the 2 that I went to too.
I went to the Crow too.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, let's do the Crow. Now, is this Crow in animal form? Has Crow found his way into a different dimension?
And I love that we do all this building and we may not touch on like half of
Oh, we
what we
won't.
just did, but it's the vibe.
Yeah.
But it makes the place. It makes the place a character.
Definitely.
I mean, the 33 Thieves might be a story they tell to stop theft.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or to glorify it.
So we for sure have 2 notable Hæth.
And a crafty kith is very skilled. I'm looking ahead. Am I too far? I'm at 114, by the way.
Oh, we were just mentioning the kith, and you said this one kith could be like this. So
Yeah.
Right. So he has the crafty denote trait.
The trait.
For the merchant, right? So crafty is very skilled at putting all the pieces together in an unconventional way. They are often tinkers, mongers, and magicians, among others.
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting. So we just use natures for our first place. They give you 1 set for your first place, and then there's another set for when you're traveling.
Oh.
That has the carnival, the castle, the labyrinth, the graveyard, the desert.
Yeah.
Ah.
That's really cool.
Where you can like chart. Yeah. This is gonna be fun, y'all. This is gonna be fun. I don't have enough kith sheets though. Okay.
well, there's 2.
Well, so I'm treating
Kith then.
Flicker as a kith
As a kith,
because they've got they can do it. They have actions that they can take. So
Yeah.
but that's okay. We'll work it out. I'll just have a gazillion of these form fillable sheets.
Mhm.
Okay, so really quick before we do before we actually make the actual 2 characters, do we want to name the place and then identify the animal folk, the animal folk that are predominantly found here, and the small and forgotten gods? Do we want to do that before we move on to the 2 NPCs?
Wait, do we decide that now? I wasn't.
Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
says for the first place, once we've got a pretty good idea of what this place is like, we'll go around and have everyone say 1 common type of animal folk
Okay.
that live in the area.
Okay.
This doesn't mean everyone in this place is a salamander, it means that we can imagine that there is a type of animal if we're like trying to come up with an NPC. And then it says, then the person who's spoken the least during this entire process describes the forms of the many small and forgotten gods of this place. And then we give it a name.
Okay.
So we each get to pick
Where
a
did
type
you
of
read
animal.
that?
On page 23 and 24.
Yes.
We're back to the create your first place pages.
Yep.
So we just made the place and its natures, and
Yep.
and then we described each of those natures.
Mm-hmm.
And now we
So
go back
now-
to describing the animal folk that live in the animals.
So we're going to come up with 5 different kinds of animals that we would see there, because each one of us gets to pick one.
And when it says animals, we mean like
Animal folk.
animal folk or
Animal folk.
Animal
It
folk.
says animal
So
folk.
Okay.
people like us.
It does say animal folk, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the way they described it from what I got is, and I know you're a bug click, but a lot of the bugs are like animals.
So,
So
yeah,
it's going to be
they're-
very interesting.
They're
to,
steeds.
Mhm. That's something to play.
Oh boy. Okay. So does anyone want to go first? Okay. I think I want to go with fox.
Okay, so we have foxes. I feel like Scott already said we have cats.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, because yeah. A specific
That
kind of
count as-
cat. A specific kind of cat, or I don't know. Does it count, Scott?
American short hair.
Does it count as your animal, Scott?
It
It's
doesn't
your
have
choice.
to count.
It's your choice. You get to decide.
Domestic short hair. Domestic short hair.
You wait. You want that
sure
as an option?
You want it to be your option? You don't have to. I was joking.
Nah, domestic short hair cat. Cats and foxes. I love it.
They're
I'm-
always
I've-
black.
That's not how that works.
Yes, I'm aware.
I'm gonna say ferrets.
Ooh.
Ferrets are stinky.
Yes, they are, but I love them so much, and you can't have them in California.
Foxes are
Danielle,
also stinky.
Danielle Menachem.
Trying to think between like an anteater or a platypus.
Ooh.
I like both of those.
I do like both of those. I'm kind of partial to a platypus, though. It's cool.
Yeah, I like platypus too.
Yeah, those are some
Okay.
good
Platypus.
options.
I was trying to get away from mammalia.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, mammalia chameleons.
Okay.
Cool. God, is that your cat?
That is my cat.
Oh, I'm like, my goodness.
Leia is very mad that the door is closed right now.
Platypuses lay eggs.
Oh.
Yes.
I thought they were related to ducks.
They're the mammal. They're one of the few mammals that can lay eggs.
Weird.
Are there any small and forgotten gods here?
Yeah, it says, then the person who's spoken the least during the process describes the forms of the many small and forgotten gods of this place.
Where do you see those? Are there
That's
options
on-
for those? Like,
There's no options
nope.
listed.
okay,
It's whatever you want.
gotcha.
Apparently, this world of Wanderhome is populated with many small and forgotten gods of all sorts. Like there's a list of examples for on the caretakers page
Ah,
on my playbook. but that's not meant to be at all
Exhaustive.
exhaustive.
Good start though. Neil, I think you get to decide that.
I'm still like trying to do my best to follow you guys here. Am I picking out god names? Am I picking out
You get to describe
animal forms
what
or-
kind of, like, are the gods rocks? Are the gods, I don't know, living in tiny holes in the hill? Are the gods,
Are they pieces of confetti?
exactly? Are the gods the wind?
They're small.
Are the
and
gods the
forgotten.
hot air that blows the balloons? Are they the mist that comes from the east that causes trouble? All those things.
If you want, on page 49, there's a list of examples of small and forgotten gods.
dandelion seeds?
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
What does your cat want?
She wants to go out because dinner time is in half an hour and she thinks it should be right now.
Of course. So
He's wrong.
At least one form of small and forgotten gods here are dandelion seeds.
Do I have to say a specific god or I don't know?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I like that because if there's dandelion, the dandelions are the ones that you blow the things on the wind, and those are the seeds.
Yeah. I described that in my pixie game and my
Yeah.
pride pixie game.
The one that I didn't get to see on Sunday. So we made the place, and then we make the people,
You
right?
can name it.
Oh yeah, we have to name it.
We don't have to. It says, oh, we should name it, but we can also skip ahead if we're not ready to name it. We can decide what month it is if we'd like. I remember Kayla talking a lot about the calendar.
And what month we're starting in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I read somewhere that it's
Oh, it always starts. Yeah.
it always starts in
I remember that too.
where is it? Now I need to find the calendar. I'm gonna
Like-
get that blanket one of these days.
Oh,
So
yeah.
are you talking about like, so it would end at like our winter? Because it looks like it's, if you're going by the blanket, it would start at till soil.
Yeah, so till soil is where it always starts. That's what I thought I read. But
I mean, if you're going to play a shorter campaign and you want to hit certain ones, you can do differently. But yeah, if you're doing a full, it says till soil's at the top and then it goes monsoon, bloom meadow. So it starts like in the spring and then goes back to the winter.
right. Is it? That's what I read, but it doesn't.
Well, it's the first season of the month, but is it the one where we start?
Yeah, that's what. So I was thinking we can start maybe later in the season. We could even start with like the parade, like the sun parade. Or alternate holidays. Or we could start with like the Great Flood and then hit something like that. anyways.
It says on page 38, we generally begin in the month
Yeah.
of till soil.
Yeah, that's what I thought I read.
In the year of the water lily.
Yeah. Ooh. So far.
Leia says,
So-
hurry up and choose.
So each season lasts 2 months
Yep.
and closes out with a holiday festival announcing the end of that season. During each holiday festival, by the way, you choose an advancement.
Yeah, so can kind of
Mhm.
go. So
So Tennille has put some names in the chat. I like Nova.
I am gonna ask that we don't choose Nova.
Okay.
What do you think about starting in the month of Bright with the Majestic Bloom?
The season bright
Yeah, season
and
Bright.
do the month of Bloom Meadow
Is that how it goes?
and see. Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
so the season there's
I see
5
that, yeah.
seasons, 10 months.
Okay, yeah, I see that now.
Okay. Because then even if we have like 9 sessions, we can hit a few of these months.
Yeah, because then we do Majestic Bloom, Devil's Day, and then the Day of Song. So like that'd be, or any of the alternate holidays. So it'd be like 1, 2, and then we'd hit a holiday.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Okay.
So we're starting in Bright and Bloom Meadow.
yeah, if everyone
Okay.
is cool with that. Where do we write that? Oh, that's got its own category.
I'm writing all this down physically in my journal, and I'm probably going to end up just wanting to transfer it to a PDF.
Okay. So the season is Bright and the month is Bloom Meadow.
Bloom Meadow.
Okay. And the year is what?
Water Lily.
Year of the water lily.
And we could always name it something different, but that's what they suggest. And since we've never played.
Right. Okay. And then okay. Wow. This is very exhaustive.
Mm-hmm.
They just do a really great job of like fleshing out stuff.
Okay. So
Well, this is typical for us, right? In world
Oh,
building.
yeah. I just like all the extra options they give us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then it's questions for the month and stuff.
We do want to do that today.
I think it's people. What is the quick guide?
Well, the quick guide says,
Oh, questions.
Okay.
no, I mean,
No.
we
Describe a
can
couple of
decide
kids
what
who
month, but we
inhabit the
don't have to.
place.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, we haven't got, so we haven't so I just asked because we just decided on what month we were doing, and so those have questions as well. But we do also still need to flesh out the Hæth, the 2 that we decided on.
Merchant and
The captain.
Crafty
Captain.
merchant and the smug captain.
Yeah. Okay, so decide what month we like. Okay. Yeah. All right. So do we want to finish describing this?
What's our time frame?
We're at 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Right. How long? Well, what time do you want to stop?
Probably about 30 more minutes.
Okay.
I would
Mhm.
say.
And
So what if
the step 9? That's the questions that we ask when we start playing. So we can do
yeah.
that next
So
week.
what if we finish the season, like, and then we make our NPCs and call it a good stopping point? Does that feel
Okay.
good? And then most of our stuff will be ready to go. When our
We just get
two
their
travelers-
characters.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's kind of nice. That kind of worked out. Okay, so Bloom Meadow reads.
So we're on page 202.
Yep, 202.
We're going to pick some things that the month gives us about the place we're in.
Correct.
Season.
Yep. So Bloom Meadow reads, Bloom Meadow is the first month of bright, when all the flowers bloom and pollen fills the air. Choose one that this place lacks. The others are all present. And there's 4 options: time to relax, sunny skies, good cheer, the occasional soggy day.
I have an opinion.
You
have
have
an opinion?
What's your opinion?
I I can't help but like imagine all this and looking at that picture and thinking of Ray Bradbury's dandelion wine. I blame Tennille for this because of the dandelion seeds. And I just feel like there's no place here for soggy days.
Okay. Cool.
I think we established it's a resting point. It's a festival. So it has good cheer. It has relaxing.
Yeah, this is the time to relax. Like we have come at the peak. Yeah, I'm just thinking about the beginning of Dandelion Wine when he's like making the wine with his grandfather and just like experiencing like the raw Midwest summer.
All right, 3 or 4 signs of the month found in this place.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
What do you think about a festival mourning a mythical creature long gone from this place?
Since it has ancient ruins, right?
Yeah.
Perhaps
Yeah, that doesn't mean that we're gonna celebrate the festival unless
Right.
but it's a place that
It's-
has it.
yeah.
That'd be cool.
Oh man.
Tennille, is there anything on this list on page 204 strike you about this hillock with the fair we're going to? Hillock with the market and the campers?
I'm not sure what you're asking me.
So I think what we're supposed to do is on page 202, the last one is choose 3 or 4 signs of the month found in this place. So we're on the hillock with all the people camping, and we get to pick 3 or 4 of these things that are in this place because of the season it is. Like, is everybody wearing flower crowns this time of year? Or are there certain colors of flowers that are blooming now?
Kids making daisy chains.
I like it.
I'm gonna make some daisy chains.
I just want to say I don't want everyone's finest outfits. I want to be more casual than that.
I will have you know that my backwards cap and my grass stained jeans are my finest outfit.
This is true.
Mittens, that's your only outfit.
What about flower crowns?
Those of daisy chains too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that's the question, right?
We should pick one of the colors.
Oh yeah,
flowers.
it's 3 or 4. Yeah.
I like red and
Soft
orange.
pink and turquoise.
But I also like pink and turquoise. I can go with that.
So we have daisies, and other flowers are soft pink and turquoise.
Okay.
And dandelions, because we have dandelion seeds.
Yes.
Yep.
It's flower season. Well,
It
it's
is.
blooming. It's a blooming meadow.
And then I think let's leave the question for when the other two are there
Okay.
here, because then we can start session kind of with them doing their characters and the questions, and then we can ask the questions that need to be asked. Everybody
Okay.
can answer them.
Oh my gosh, I'm reading it right now.
Yeah,
and
it's
it
good.
Sounds so charming and
Yep.
uh,
Yeah, it's
Oh.
good.
This is a beautiful,
It's good.
wholesome game.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
I'm never gonna want to play anything else again. Just
I
a million iterations of this.
Yeah.
I
Until
very intentionally said we've determined not the limit, but we may choose to break it.
I have just all I have. It was merely a suggestion.
Yeah.
I can be persuaded in certain areas, certainly. Okay. So that's the question. We'll leave the phenomena question for next time when everyone's here.
Mhm.
So we're gonna
Um,
create the NPCs and be done, right?
Let's do it.
Where's
the
the
traits.
Yeah,
the
and
traits?
Yep. And then naming the area if we want to, but we don't. We can also leave that for next time.
Leave the what?
Naming for next time
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
So now we're making Hæth NPCs, and we have 2 ideas of people to make right now.
Yep.
114 for the crafty merchant.
The smug captain does not already have traits, but we can assign traits if we want. So
I think we only pick like 1 trait.
Smug's not a trait.
no, I know it should be. What's the name of the crafty merchant?
Is there anything about other meanings of the word crafty in there?
Crafty
it's
Hæth
all-
is very skilled at putting all the pieces together in an unconventional way. So it's not actually like
Physically
building
crafty. Yeah.
necessarily.
Like slick.
If you look at choose what they can always do, there's a physical, and then the 2 of them are not necessarily physical. Okay, so yeah, it incorporates different possible meanings of crafty.
I'm horrible at naming things. So
Well, what about Lester?
A black and wait, this is the cat. I thought
this is the
Yes,
cat.
this is the cat.
The cat's name is V.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Sorry,
right.
you're right.
Okay.
Because you're literally putting
V.
your cat in the game.
No, yes.
It's a black cat named V. Choose 1 to 2. They can always do.
What are the cat's pronouns?
I mean, it's a cat, so reveal that a plan they've had in motion has paid off. Excellent. You've fallen for my cleverly laid trap. Now give me tuna.
Anyone ever play the game Mousetrap?
Yes.
You know, and I was already thinking about Rube Goldberg kind of contraptions. So Mousetrap is a game where you actually physically construct a trap that only works if like the right levers get pushed by the ball, and right. So what if this crafty merchant
I see what you. Yeah.
I was already thinking Rube Goldbergy kind of things.
Like
Well, they
invention.
invented
Rube.
something totally new.
And it's like a game type of thing that they're creating.
Like the Rube Goldberg machines. Well, it doesn't have to be a game. It could be like some machine that, like, I don't know, you knock over the dominoes and does all the things, and it turns the lights on. Or lights a candle.
Yeah.
Remember of Doc in Back to the Future?
Yeah.
The
Audie,
opening scene of
we've
the
got to
first
go
movie.
back.
where the cat, cat gets fed,
Mm,
the toaster pops up.
yeah.
So we
So-
want to go with the first and last one on these. The invent something totally new and reveal a plan they've had in motion has paid off.
Yeah, I like that. Reveal.
There's a lot to keep track of in this game, but maybe it only feels that
Uh-huh.
way more because we had to create more
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
than other games.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're creating
Like
the
this
settings.
NPC at least only has like 2 moves.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the traits, it's just crafty. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. I think
So
you
there's
can
no
technically
smug.
give them more craft. I think you can give more traits if you want, but
Mhm.
are there any key relationships that we know of yet? Okay. Does the cat have pronouns? Does V have pronouns?
They, them.
Okay. Do we want
Now
to?
a captain,
Yeah.
a smug captain with what kind of traits?
Yes.
So there's a confident trait under personal, which is kind of, it's not smug, but it's certainly if someone's overconfident, they're smug.
Let's
That's all I
see.
got.
What else might there be?
I was thinking proper.
Proper.
Proper and smug kind of seem
Yeah.
similar to me. There's
Prop-
also mighty or confident.
Proper kith sticks with formality and tradition. They are often butlers, grocers, and chamberlain, among others. Possibly.
Okay, original Mary Poppins, right? The military guy on top of the house who always fires the cannon
The cannon at the
at
clock.
the right time, does everything in a very precise way, right? That could be that's proper.
That is proper.
Oh, that make a smug and we can always play the captain as a smug captain, but
Mhm.
like explain how things have been handled in the past. No, we can't just go off on this balloon ride all willy-nilly. We have to do it this way.
Right.
Your bags must be packed to these specifications.
And I also like to judge something for its inappropriateness.
Yeah.
So proper. That's
Yeah.
proper.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the only one? Are we going to confident too? Or are we just going to
I don't know if confident and proper. I don't know if a proper person would jump headfirst into action or charge into a situation without understanding the risks.
Oh, is that what a proper person does?
Nope, that's what the confident traits do.
Right. No, you're right.
Yeah.
So proper. You
Ram,
agree,
ram.
Leia? Do you agree that I should be proper and I should feed you in 12 minutes?
No,
You could
you
do
should feed me.
You could do
Meow.
we could do proper and resolute. It says the choices are keep at something that others would give up at, reject what's right in front of your eyes, or refuse to yield under pressure. I like proper though.
How many do they get?
I mean, there's room for 4 spaces. So.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So we could do both of those.
Yeah. I think that might, I mean, it might combine to make a very smug, stuck-up captain.
Proper and resolute.
Yeah. So this kiss can always. What were we choosing for proper?
I think the first two were the ones I liked, but anyone
Ah,
else can
No, I
have an
think.
opinion.
Yeah, I like those two as well. Explain how things have been handled in the past and judge something for its inappropriateness.
So we say we pick proper, so we go to page 124,
Mm-hmm.
and then we assign one or two of the things they can always do from that list.
Yeah.
We've kind of described them all.
Mm-hmm.
Explain how things have been handled in the past, judge something for inappropriateness, and struggle to get something new, like understand something new, which confused them.
If we go through all this work on this captain, we better run into the captain.
I'm sure Ollie will be running straight for the
balloons.
balloons.
So which two are we choosing?
I like
The top two.
Yeah, I like the top two.
Okay.
And then we were gonna do some from Resolute.
Yep.
It's two, which is wait, a page back, page
122, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like the last two.
Yes, I also like the last two, which is reject what's right in front of your eyes, refuse to yield under pressure.
Okay. Yeah.
We just picked out the smuggiest.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much.
Good
Smuggiest
call.
of the
We
smug.
made smug. Smug people are proper and resolute.
Sure, that works.
What kind of form do we think this smug captain takes?
Well, we can pick anything, but we also have our 5 types
yeah.
of animals.
I don't
Oh,
Well,
what
the
are the 5 types of animals?
Well, the captain
we
could come from
picked.
far away too. It doesn't have to
Oh,
be-
that's
Oh,
right. The
yeah.
ones that we picked. Yeah.
I'm just wondering what kind of animal exudes smugness. Cats.
Chameleon.
I don't know.
Flamingo.
not quite a peacock. That's more
Ooh,
pretentious.
that's a
and-
really good.
But I don't think he's.
But peacocks might be proper.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like peacock.
I don't know. Yeah,
And
Not
they're
quite-
birdless. They're flightless birds.
So they have to have the hot air balloon to fly.
I like that.
Are we going with a peacock?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go to peacock.
I think this peacock is a she/her.
Okay. I like it. What is this peacock?
Clarice. I don't know. Or and I'm
shifting
trying to
my whole perception now. Loris.
Oh.
Is that what you said, Loris?
Clarice.
Oh.
But, you know, if you got other names.
I just misheard you.
Yeah.
I was thinking Raya.
Mm.
It doesn't have to be Raya.
Wait, Raya is a character in something I've
Yeah, it's
seen.
Raya
and
and the Last Dragon. The movie.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking of
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
I've never seen it.
I haven't seen it either. I was
Yeah,
thinking
it's
there's an
a-
Airbender character.
It's a
Avatar
Yeah.
character.
For some reason, I was thinking Avatar, but
Yeah, Raya's.
Oh, you're thinking about the dragon. The dragons where Zuko learns that special airbending.
That's from Raya.
Well, there's
Mhm.
there's two dragons, and I think the
Right.
one has like an R name.
Right. Anyway.
Yeah.
I liked Loris because that's what I thought you said.
I mean, we can
Okay,
also
let's
go
do
with
it.
Laurice
How,
too.
how are we gonna spell Larice? Like
LAURICE.
ICE.
Yeah,
Laurice.
Laurice.
Larice.
I like that.
Is a she, her.
Mm.
Yeah, I had the male captain from Mary Poppins too much in my head.
I was also picturing initially like a smug male captain, but this also works.
Yeah.
This is great.
I think that that she's the captain of the whole 3 hot air balloon brigade.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what yeah.
I like
So,
it.
that's pretty good, y'all. We did pretty good. Look at us.
We set up a whole setting so we can just get
did.
those characters going
Yep.
and
Jump right in. This
jump
is
in next
great.
week.
Yeah. So something I wanted to mention before we do our checkout. So I'm planning on making a kith form for my firefly, but I'm also planning on making one for my poetic love because it's got the poetic is a trait. And so if that person ever comes up, there will be a character sheet that somebody could already use. So
Okay.
I was thinking that if our character, like looking at our stuff, if there was like a relationship or a person,
We
that
should make
had-
those.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because then they're there, and then we can just kind of pull them out.
And then people can play them the way you kind of envision them, and then have free license in that.
Yeah.
So I should do
frame.
one for each of the small and
I
forgotten
think
gods.
so.
that
Yeah.
I have because
Mhm.
they have traits.
And they can do things. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yep.
totally do things.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also,
I'm gonna pull the PDF apart with one of those PDF things, so it's just a
Yeah.
character sheet,
think
just a
that's-
kith sheet.
Yeah. I'm
Thank
gonna
you,
have to
'cause
get more
I
kith
look at it and go,
sheets.
how do I do that?
Yeah.
I'll work on that.
Yeah.
It's not
So
that hard once I figure it out.
yeah, so if like any of your characters have like, I think any important relationship, right, that has a denotion that that it can do a thing, right, or it gives it a thing it can do, that maybe it'll be helpful to have a character sheet for that, a kith sheet for that.
If they have a trait.
If they
should
have a
get
trait, yeah, thank you. Yes, if they have a trait, they should get a kith form. Yep. Yeah. Do we want to leave the name for the location till next time? Or do we like any of the ones that Tennille put in? I kind of like Crescent Sky.
I also like Crescent Sky.
Okay, I like that. I mean, camping under
Hot air
the
balloons.
hot air balloon.
It's the
Yes.
edge of the sheltered
Yeah.
valley is curved,
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
and so you see a crescent sky.
I might maybe map it out too and like take like a screenshot for us. Maybe map it out in like Roll20 or something. With all the stuff we've added. So,
I'd be impressed.
what
I'd
did-
be happy to see that.
What did you say though, Manaka? You said it what does it do?
Oh, it's called crescent sky because it's a sheltered valley, right?
Mhm.
So there's some sort of landmass. The valley has edges, right?
Okay. Yep.
And so the way that one side of it hangs over is curved, so it gives a curve to the sky.
Okay. I like that. Okay. Okay.
Hmm. So in a way, this game, really the first session is a huge world building session.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's
Yeah.
not
Unless you're going for like an all day kind of thing.
Yeah.
but like
We
other,
used a quick start.
other outside belonging games, you just kind of pick them up, you make a few decisions about your character, and in an
Yeah.
hour you're doing
Ready.
story.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's some good stuff. Was there, Laura, was there another question we need to ask next time at the table, or were you referring to the relationship questions for those two?
There is, whenever we start playing, there's a script of 4
Okay.
questions
Right.
we're
All right,
supposed to
so we'll get
ask.
to that. Perfect. Okay.
And there's a season question, a month question.
Yep, and I
Mhm.
left a note on my sheet that we need to ask that question still. So
I really like the
Cool.
way Jay set this up with like there's 3 questions you ask out loud and 1 you reflect on for yourself.
oh, I like that. That's a nice little ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're just gonna need constant additional kith forms, I think.
Hmm.
Well, I'm about to split the form. So we will have, and I'll upload them into the
Bless you.
folder.
Bless
That's in
you.
the description. Anytime you counter something, someone pick up a kith form and, make it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Anything else?
Cool. I think we're good for the night.
I think we're good. Are we doing
What kind of checkout?
what do we think about what are we looking forward to about playing Wanderhome?
Yeah.
I'll start. I think what I'm most looking forward to playing Wanderhome is it, comes Friday night after a long week, and the idea of just playing in this space of goodness, and starting in this like bright place makes me just kind of feel intrinsically happy. And so it's just this happy thing that I can look forward to coming home to.
Mm. Mm. I like that. I'm gonna go next because I'm gonna kind of piggyback off of Scott a little bit. I am we're coming off some pretty like heavy games. Both Galactic and Teenage Nightmare were pretty heavy. And kind of ended not completely positive, but also not
Yeah.
completely dark, but way more dark than I think any of us anticipated.
Well, intense and heavy. Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. And so I think I'm excited about playing Wanderhome. And also I live in the Midwest, and I mean so does 2 other people here, but I live in a much colder Midwest than those 2 people, than anybody I guess in the group. And we're headed into our dark days. So I think Wanderhome is going to be a nice, bright, sunny space and warm. And so I'm excited about that. I'm just excited about how much brighter it's going to feel, I think. Yeah. That's my answer.
I feel like for me, I love the idea of this game. Like it's almost like being in like Wind in the Willows, or just this wholesome animal place. And apparently I'm so excited about it that I feel like I've talked more tonight than I do in any of our other sessions.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see the energy that it brings out in me, I think. Yeah, that's my answer.
My brain is full.
It was a
Or is it-
lot.
Yeah. But also,
Mhm.
and for me, this is like my, the Jewish high holidays are my busiest time of the year, where I give a lot of myself and get recharged at the same time, but I sleep a lot, so in that regard, I really like the idea of like a light, fun game where we can discover, the magic of the ordinary, or bigger magic, depends on which way it goes. And on every other Thursday night, I am in a 5e like classic dungeon crawl game.
Oh,
And it has some twists to it though, but where it's keeping track of everything and divvying up magic items, and all that stuff, and this is a nice contrast,
yeah.
Thursday to Friday. And it's going to be the same week. So it's a nice kind of flip of range. Because I'm finding things to enjoy about it being a dungeon crawl, because I haven't really done dungeon crawls much for decades. So I'm really enjoying it in a certain way, and a way what it teaches me about role playing. But this is like, this is my grassy field to lie down in.
I've been confused throughout most of this process. I think it's just not organized in a way that makes sense to me. So my brain is full right now, similar to Menachem. And I think I'm just going to have to play in this uncertainty place of where I'm at, and just see what happens. There's just so many different things, and I think maybe some of them are just named differently than what I'm used to, and so that's a little difficult for me to grasp. So I think that's just going to take me some time, but I'm really I really like the character that I've put together. Esme's pretty different than what I normally play, and so I'm hoping that that's going to be therapeutic for me.
Okay.
Well, thanks everybody for pushing through and trying to figure out, even in a place of confusion. And I certainly found it was useful because other people understood parts I didn't understand. Thank you, viewers, listeners, watchers, for staying with us as we work on understanding a brand new game to us. It's kind of how it goes, right? So tune in next time. Find out about the Festival at Crescent Sky. Will the players get less confused? Or will they enjoy themselves despite being confused? Where will we wander after that?
Where will we wander? That's the question. Okay.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
And tune in next week for Kids on Brooms.
The crew goes to Yale.
The crew goes to Yale. Maybe some of us will be on crew. All right. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Bye, everyone.